Sister to Sister, Ep.3, Mental Health and Generational Curses.
I look like a little potato.
But you're a cute potato.
That's your mama potato ass head.
A potato. A potato.
You got the same head.
I do, and I cried about it.
Does
that mess with you mentally because your head is like a potato head?
Sometimes.
It honestly, I would say yes, because people be like, you got a big head, and I don't feel like I have a big head. I just feel like I have very high cheekbones, and my face is, a little on the chunky side. But to me, I'm beautiful, big head, little head or not.
It's like a big little.
What they talking about?
It's like big up here and little down here.
No, I feel like it's little up here and then big down here.
So, Shamani, you said that like when people say you got a big head, so basically you like the type of person who'll let people bother you?
Wow, that's
because it's like, damn, I already know why you gotta say something.
Or not even that. I don't got no big head, Pooh. So keep your comments to yourself.
Jesus.
So you let people bother you?
No, yeah.
When you say, yeah, I'm glad you're being honest, because I do too. I've always been like that.
I was about to be like,
I'm not gonna say it and it bothers me, but I just be like, chill. Like, what's your point? That'd be my thing.
So Shamani, you're letting them
I'm bothered.
I've always been the person to let people bother me. Like, you know how everybody be walking around saying I'm unbothered. Well, I came from I'm not unbothered, because if you come at me wrong, 9 times out of 10 you don't hurt my feelings, so now I gotta hurt your face. So it's just, and I'm a different person now. That's like, the old me, and the old me has not been gone for a long time. But I'm gonna be 30 this month, and I'm trying to become a different person. And I think that will help me mentally. It will help my mental health. I need to stop letting people bother me so much.
But I feel like that's hard. Like, so today was a mental day for me. And for somebody to tell you to not allow people to bother you, there's not one person on this earth who does not allow one person to bother them. It's not possible. There's going to be somebody that bothers you, whether it's a loved one, whether it's a random person, because as humans, people project. They project their emotions onto others. And as humans, I feel like you're going to be bothered by somebody. And I hate somebody to be like, you allow somebody to bother you? I do, like you said, I do, because it shows that I have emotions. And if you don't allow your emotions to transpire and to flow, you're going to be like a volcano, and you're going to explode. And then
I'm having a pot.
You're going to be putting your hands on people, and sometimes it's not even worth it.
So you basically saying that I just need to work on my reaction to it, because somebody is always gonna bother me, but I just need
to
I'm learning it too. Like, that was my problem today. I'm learning it too, but it's natural. It's natural. But it also, it's not all your fault, because people shouldn't be rude and project their emotion on you and then act like you're not going to do nothing in return, because you're going to call me the bad person because you didn't sit here and did X, Y, and Z to me. Now I'm going to do A, B, and C to you, and then I'm going to be the bad person. No. Your feelings going to be hurt right along with mine.
I've gotten really better with that over time. And I used to be like, pop off. I don't know who you are. Pop off on my mama, pop off on my dad, pop off. Okay.
Yeah, we know Miss suspended every other week in high school.
Oh, you did not have to put my business.
Middle school.
It was middle school. I was a changed person in high school, baby. But I used to, and I think what helped me change was people was telling me they ain't like being around me, like my family and stuff, because my attitude shit was so bad. Like, I didn't give a fuck what you said to me. I'm gonna say something smart back, because who are you talking to? And they was like, it was like aunties and uncles and cousins, and it's like, I don't like being around you because this and this. I was like, damn, maybe I do need to change, because maybe everything don't need a smart comment. you know? And it wasn't to appease them, it was to make myself a better person at the end of the day. Because I didn't have to pop off on everybody. Like, I can't show you that I'm a bad female without coming back at you. You might bother me, but I'm not about to let you see that you bother me. Like, you're not about to get the upper hand, because who are you? And I'm a much happier person, I ain't gonna lie. And when things do bother me, I just talk it out to somebody and I cry. Then I move on. I try to. I move on.
I don't do the talking to somebody thing. I do the crying thing. But Yvonne, you were talking about like what made you change. And this with me is really recent, y'all. And that might sound sad because, I'm in the 30 gang or whatever, and I should have been changed that. But it's really recent. And what made me change it is my relationship with somebody who I miss dearly. My attitude and me always got to say something when you hurt my feelings, it ruined that relationship. And I don't know how to make that relationship work again. That right there made me be like, all right, Shelby, you need to calm down. Like, I'm a Pisces, so I'm a crybaby, but don't play with me. That's all Pisces. Like, I'm a crybaby, I'm sensitive, but I'm so sensitive that I will get upset when you mess with me or when you hurt my feelings. I ain't about to just cry in front of you. I'm about to make you hurt. Like Vontae said, I'm about to make you hurt and hurt your feelings just like you just did me. But Vontae, you're right. People are not going to stop bothering me. And I never thought about it like that until you said it. I just need to change my reaction to it.
I work at a barbershop with all men, so I'm the only woman at my job. I work with 10 other barbers, 10 other men, and I deal with the customer. I deal with all their customers. So today we had over 50 people coming in, back and forth, and I'm the only person who talks to them. And the amount of people that project on you, how many times I got cussed out today, how many times I got fussed out today, how many times that I just got talked down to today. And it owed me. I used to walk out on a job. I don't care how much you pay me, I will leave because I won't accept it. But today I just had to, like, you have to suck up a lot. But I feel like what people get misconstrued, one, is when you cry, it means that you're giving up or that you're weak or that you're throwing in the towel. And I hate that because Shelby, just like you, I'm a crier. I'm going to cry whether I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm happy. I'm going to cry. And I learned, because I used to hate crying, I learned that one, that's your body's natural response when your feelings are hurt. That's your natural response with anything. When the world needs to be replenished, it rains. So that's just like your body needs to be replenished and you cry. And that's something that I know the older generation doesn't really understand. I've always been a crybaby. But especially my mom thinks I'm always throwing in the towel when I cry. And it's not me throwing in the towel, but sometimes it's not even me throwing in the towel. It's me just needing to vent, to have somebody hear what I have to say, and then it's like, okay, I feel better. But I don't think people get that when they see that you're crying and they see that it's like, I don't need you to fix the situation. I don't need you to tell me what to do. I just need you to listen to me so I can move past it. Because if I don't talk about it and I hold it in, it's going to transpire to the next thing. And that's how we project our emotion onto others, is when we're holding everything in and we're not like communicating ourselves. And I'm learning myself as well, because I wasn't that person. I wasn't that person to talk. I was that person to just cry.
But when you go and talk to people, right, you have to pick and choose who you talk about that situation to. Because some people, you just want to listen. And some people can do that and not take on your problems. Never, all right, cool. There's some people you talk to, they can't just sit there and listen. They're going to want to fix the problem, or they're going to want to be like, okay, I want to help you get through this, So
I'm talking to you about my problem for help and you fighting back with me. Like, I'm coming trusting you and coming to you, and you acting like the other person right now.
Because some people I know exactly who I could call for certain problems. And my mama, what's up, Shorty? Shout out to my mama. I'm not going to go to her for a problem that I just want her to listen to. Because my mama is a fix it type of person. She don't care who you are. She gonna ask you what you need. I want to fix it. It don't even matter if she tell you somebody just died, and she only talked to them one time, she gonna feel hurt, see what she can do for the family. She's just a fix it type of person. So I can't talk to her about, father my child issues or boyfriend issues, because I just want you to listen and let me know how we're gonna ride out on them, even though we might not even ride out on them because we might make up 5 minutes later. So I just know I know who I can talk to and who I can't talk to. And another question is, do y'all think that stems from learned behavior from our parents, like the way we handle situations?
Yeah.
I think to a certain extent, because parents are individuals too, and everybody's different.
Things may also be learned behavior too, because like when I get mad or upset now, like when I look back at it, I be like, I act just like my mama. Like the way that she gets mad and like will click out, I would the same way. It's the same way.
Me and Aja has the same daddy but different mamas, and we don't react the same to certain situations. I really feel like Aja is unbothered, and I be wanting to be unbothered just like her, but I can't help it because I see my mama. I done saw my mama click out my whole life, still to this day, and she in her 40s.
Yeah, my mom is so unbothered. I would have to say that is what would I say that's from? I was bullied a lot. So I was getting expelled, getting in trouble, doing this and that for stuff I wasn't doing. And still to this day, nobody but the principal believes me. That's when I started learning yoga, meditation, and I only did it for a little bit. But then some stuff happened when I was older and in nursing school, and I went back to meditation and yoga because I felt like people was just like bullying, making fun of me for certain stuff again. So I say that I didn't learn the unbotheredness from either of my parents because they all be snapping. I like my stepdad. My stepdad has been in my life since I was 2, and he's very unbothered. Like he don't play that. I've seen him snap one time out of the whole time, 26 years, the whole time. So I think it may come from him, but in my heart, I feel like it's because of the stuff I went through and nobody was listening to me.
What actions and things that your parents have done that make you feel like that you feel like contributed to your mental, like still to this day? It could be from like younger childhood to like adult. So like what things do you think that they projected onto you or did around you that you feel like you carry with you or carried with you that has contributed to your mental? I'm not using them as a crutch. How are you trying to break those cycles? Okay, so boom, let's answer the first question. Shamani, you ain't saying nothing, honey.
No, but she want to.
She do.
She look like she itching to tell.
Honestly, gonna say this. Everything that everybody, electively has said, like, I feel it, like I can't even, you speaking on parents in a sense, it makes me think, and I, just thinking about the topic of mental health, I've been was struggling, but not really realizing that I was struggling. And in my mind, you want to keep saying, you got to be strong, stay strong. Cause that's the thing, being strong, not allowing your mental health to affect you in any way, picking yourself up every time you feel some type of way. Because one, I'm a crier too, when I'm a Pisces. So I cry, and I realized that crying, I felt like was affecting me, but then it was helping me too. So, but no, I'm like, when I say y'all hitting everything on the nail, like on the nail, and then it's just making me realize that it's okay, you know, it's okay, and it's gonna be okay.
I just have a sidebar real quick. I just got an affirmation, and I feel like everybody needs to hear it. So it was that if I change my thoughts, I can change anything. And I feel like that's a really big thing because your mind is such a powerful thing, and this rules like everything. And that's one thing that like I'm trying to understand. So yeah.
To answer Yvonne's question,
Y'all are struggling with that, honey.
about the things that your parents have done or you've seen, how's that like projected on you and stuff? I think that because like my mental health, it's not as bad like as, you know, other people's like that I talk to, or as bad as it could be, but it has gotten worse since I've been pregnant. But I think that one thing that bothered me, it doesn't really bother me anymore, because like I've learned as I've gotten older, and especially when you get older, like you become your own person. Like you're not too much of worried about what everybody else wants from you than what you want from you. So it's like you really learn yourself and you're able like to have that own voice. But I'm the youngest of 3 girls. So growing up, it was not like, you know, I had like 2 sisters and 1 mom. It was like I had 3 moms. And they all had their own perception of who I needed to be, or who they felt that I needed to be, because, you know, your mom makes mistakes or your parents make mistakes and they don't want you to make that. And then the same things with your older siblings, they make mistakes and they don't want you to make those mistakes. So like my mom had this perception like that I had to be like this perfect child, or like that I was this perfect child, that I was going to be like that. I was extremely intelligent, which, you know, I am pretty smart, but like really high expectations that I'm extremely intelligent and that I'm gonna go all these far places, which is great. You know, parents always have like high aspirations for their children. And then it's like my sisters had the same thing too. So instead of like, you know, having that outlet to be like, this isn't what I want, or like me being able to tell like, you know, somebody like, this isn't what I want, or this isn't gonna work. I think that was my problem, like trying to be the person that everybody wanted from me. But now that I got older, I kind of don't care, because I had to learn that this is my life and what I want is what I want, or what I can be is what I can be. And I guess it's gotten a little better because everybody's like, well, you know, she's going to do what she wants to do now. I can only tell her so much. But besides that, I mean, that's the only thing that like weighed on me when I was younger, was trying to like figure out me, or trying to figure out like, yeah, I think just trying to figure out me.
Well, as y'all know, of course, I am the oldest of all of my siblings on both sides, my mama's side and my daddy's side. And this is not the only thing that causes me to strive for more, but I was always told on both sides, you the oldest, and you need to set an example for your sisters, and you can't do that, and you can't do that. But when y'all hoes did the same thing I did, y'all ain't get fussed out as bad as I got fussed out when I did it. But
We apologize. We
that
sorry.
But
I was gonna say I'm the oldest in the household that I grew up in, so I didn't have nobody to
yeah,
look.
Asha, but you only get it on one side. I got it double-sided. I got it from my mama and I got it from daddy. So it's like, dang, I don't even get a break from this. So, like I push myself through school and I want to go get um a doctorate degree after I finish my master's in May. And that's not only because I feel like I have to set an example for y'all, but I'm not gonna lie. Like my mama and my daddy, they put that in my head to where you got to set an example and you got to do this. And I'm not saying y'all have to go do all of that, but it's just like I used to feel down because they were coming at me hard, making me feel like I wasn't being a good big sister in their eyes. So that's something that they did to me that made both of them. I'm not singling neither one of them out. They both did it. That's something they did to me. Like I felt like that they were downing me on how good of a big sister I was being. So even still to this day, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, dang, I just gave her some advice, but was that me being a bad sister? Cause I'm real with y'all. I'll be like, nah, leave that nigga alone. Or come on, give him another chance. Or, y'all, let's go to the strip club or whatever. And I'll be like, dang, am I being a bad sister or whatever? But they did that to me.
You did a great job as a big sister. TTG, whenever I needed you.
No, I believe you because I know that is something that upsets you sometimes.
Yeah, it is. But another thing is, girl, when you got into your first fight, Trinity, and you sent me the video, I was like, yeah, you whooped her. Oh, you was whooping on her. And then I was like, dang, was I being a bad sister?
No, because Shamani wouldn't talk to me. Shamani would not talk to me for like 2 whole weeks. Shamani did not say a word to me.
Because Trinity was
I
the
told you
fighter.
I'm supposed to be the perfect baby sister. That was the problem. And Shamani.
First of all, that was because that was like her, what? Was that your senior year?
No, it was my
was 11th grade.
Exactly. You made it that far.
Well,
all you had to do was keep
clearly
going.
she was fucking with me. Okay?
What it be? That's what it be. And then they push you to that limit where you just gotta just one time.
Exactly. It was not me. That girl kept messing with me. And I don't know why y'all was so mad. Y'all act like I kept it a secret and I just went to school and hit the girl. I told y'all.
Mad. I was not mad at you, and I felt like I was being a bad sister because I wasn't mad at you. I was like, she won that fight.
No, because I needed, and that's the problem. See, once I got older, Shelby started turning from big sister mama bear number 2 to just big sister. So it's different. Sometimes I need a big sister, but most of my life it wasn't big sisters. It was mama here, mama there, and mama there too. Okay.
I feel like I got a lot. I feel like I got a lot, like a lot of things. And not even just from my parents, but like as Trinity said, being the youngest, I feel like every role as like a sibling is, has you have your up and you have your downs. But being the youngest and having everybody in your face telling you what you need to do, how you need to do it, where you need to do it, all that type of stuff, and you don't really have siblings. Like, so sorry, but Yvonne was never. She was never really a sister. Like, you weren't. You were never a sister. You were always a mom. Like, in the way we were raised, she had to be my mom. She had to be that person. I remember I used to love this. Her and my mom got the same name. I used to get her my read-alongs all the time. Can you forge mama's signature? And it wasn't a forge because they all got the same names. But it was having 2 sisters. I feel like one, I was always compared to them. So it's like now that I'm like, I ain't becoming no adult. I am an adult. Now I'm an adult. it's hard to not compare myself to people because I've always been compared to my whole entire life. And one major thing that I was always compared to was to graduate in 4 years. I had to graduate in 4 years. Like I had to, because it was so much.
Why? Why did you have to graduate in 4 years?
Yvonne, why did I have to graduate in 4 years?
Because I didn't, and my brother didn't. On my mom's side.
I had to graduate in 4 years. And if like, to this day, I still hear that. And
did you?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
I graduated in 4 years.
Girl, you did better than all of us.
Are we talking about college?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
she did better than all of us because
we wasn't telling high school or middle school or nothing, honey.
Oh no, I was. Okay. I was. But I feel like comparison is the thief of joy. Too. So like I have really bad daddy issues and I'm working through them. But like one thing about my childhood on that side was there was no let's talk this out. There was no let's express yourself. It was I don't listen to a child, I don't answer to a child, you stay in a child's spot. And I was always yelled at. There was no talking. It was always an irate situation. Like I could spill some milk and we getting our butts whooped or we getting yelled at, we're getting in trouble. So I have I'm diagnosed with depression and anxiety. Like and it's to a point where I don't know which one's above the other. And I look back and it goes to my social institutions of growing up. I can't deal well with people yelling at me. It's even to the point, you go to church and the pastor began all hype and stuff and like he started yelling, I shut down. Because it's literally to those extents, I can't take somebody yelling at me because I've always been yelled at. And then it goes into, I got anger issues because I was always around somebody who was always mad, always filled with anger. So like, I get mad about the littlest things. When I tell you like the littlest things, and it takes me off. And I feel like this is one thing that I realized today. Our healing is not up to our parents. They might have been the reason why we are the way we are, but it's not up to them to heal ourselves. It's up to ourselves.
To an extent.
To an extent,
because at 18,
but
you don't know no better still.
You don't know no better, but honestly, do our parents know?
I mean, not that you don't know any better, you do know better, but you still need that guidance. And me at 28, literally, I'm fresh in the 28 womb, okay? No.
And I get that.
I feel like, yes, I
struggle with it.
I agree with Vontae because you learn through experience, because I didn't learn until I moved out, and I moved out the house at 19 and I never went back. Like I've been on my own, living on my own since I was 19, and I never moved back with my mama. And those experiences, those struggles, because it was not easy, it was hard. So those struggles helped me learn and grow. I feel like, at a certain point, the parent has to let the hand go. Like I'm trying to teach my daughter how to walk, and I gotta let her hand go. Like I can't keep holding her hand, otherwise she ain't never gonna learn how to walk. So I just feel like I agree with Vontae. Like at a certain point, yeah, you still gonna struggle. Nobody said after the parent let your hand go that everything gonna be all nice and easy, but the hand has to get let go at some point for you to learn. And there's no timeline on it either. Nobody said in 2 years after or 3 years after. Everybody is different. So I feel like, my personal opinion, people learn best through experience. And that's
by doing this shit on their own and nobody holding shit back on them. Because I'm gonna use boys as an example, because I have a brother and I was around a lot of men. And the men in my life are enabled more than females are. They're really enabled. And that's because the parents don't know how to let go. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard because that's your child. You brought them into this world. And we break in cycles and stuff because, you know, our grandparents and their parents, our great grandparents, they let them go at like before 18. And our parents are trying to break the cycle. They're still here helping us out in our 20s, 30s, you know. But at some point, you have to let that person fall on their behind so they could pick themselves up and learn and really learn. Because if you're constantly being enabled by somebody, you're not going, your patterns are going to repeat. And at that point, there's going to be no healing, no learning, no letting go, no none of that.
And that's really hard. That's one thing, like, I had to understand that to help me heal with my daddy issues, I had to understand that as a parent, that's not your only title. As a person, you have multiple caps and hats in this world. And once you release somebody of the expectations of a mother, a father, a sister, a teacher, all those things, and you see them as a full person, you get to understand a lot more about them. And I had to understand that, like, you know, you got your own traumas. And I had to understand that, especially being a Gen Z, I hate to admit it, I'm so sorry, but like being a Gen Z and having sisters and siblings and parents and people just in different generations, like Yvonne and Saray and Shamani and Aja, y'all are millennials. Y'all have a completely different mindset compared to me and Trinity. And at the same time, y'all can't tell us how to grow up in this generation. Just like our parents can't tell us how to grow up in our generation, because the avenues and the routes that they had back in the day when they were Gen Y, like you either had to go to college or go to the military. But now that there's so many avenues, there's no wrong way. Like there's nothing is a wrong way. It just takes you down a different path. And I feel like that's one thing that like when I talked about earlier, projection is something heavy that everybody gives off. And when Trinity was talking about, like, you felt like you had to be the perfect sister because your older siblings is putting so much pressure on you to be better than me. That stuff is real. Like our generation has a perfection curse on them because of the older generation have told them to constantly, you have to be perfect because I wasn't perfect. But nobody's perfect. And it's not to like I understand what you're saying, Shamani, that you're always going to need your parent there, because you do. I call my mama for everything, but like my sister said, I had to understand that that person that you call all the time can't always help you with what you always want, and she's always going to be there. But sometimes you're gonna have to fall, and you're gonna have to hit your ass so hard to really see how hard that ground is to pick yourself up. Because as much as we won't, our parents can't pick us up. I wish my mama could pick me up like she picking me up from school still, but she can't. And I got picked.
You are right, but my thing is too, and what I see, and I feel like that hurt. I hate to say in Black communities is one, and half of our problem is we want to be let go early. You know, who don't? You know, I left my mom's house when I was 16. You know, because in my mind, you know, whatever. You know, and we had our difficulties, but I feel as if when you let go too early, you are affected. You know, I feel affected. So you have people who, you know, in other cultures who never let their kids go, you know, and they're always there. They're always supporting them. And, you know, they leave the house with a credit score of 700, you know, and things in the door's always open. Granted, I'm not trying to say the door's not always open for, you know, you at your parents' home, you know, but I'm sorry, me being a parent, and you know, I might. One second, Riley, put the mop down. Ain't no wash. Leave it alone, please.
My baby said he cleaning up.
My man is taking the whole mop and dumping it in the water like this. Okay.
Why?
Behavior.
Why?
So
my baby
I'm just me being a parent now. Me being a parent now, I don't know if I'm gonna ever let go.
But I think what comes with letting go, because I was.
Go ahead, Vontae. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask her this question after you done, because I don't understand. But go ahead, Vontae. I'm sorry.
I just feel like with letting go, as Black people, we are the most resilient ones. I feel like that's where our resilience comes in from, for us to really see how to do things on our own. And that's really it. Like I left the house at 19 as well, and ain't been back since. And it's hard, like y'all said, it's really really hard. But like I feel like you can't grow in an environment that has damaged you. It's hard. You can't.
I agree. Now that I do agree with.
Not only an environment that has damaged you, I feel like you can't grow if you are always so dependent on your parents working it out for you. Like I said earlier, my mama is a superwoman. And I come to her with something, I'm like, I've done try to do it myself, and I go to her and she get it done in like 3 seconds. I'd be like, well, how you did that? But I just feel like let's just be real. And this is a hard topic to talk about. It hurts my soul to think about it, but they're gonna be gone one day. And then what we gonna do?
Girl, I'm gonna tell y'all now. I'ma die too.
Hopping in the casket. Hopping in the.
I sent my mom at the other day.
I will
I'm
too.
going.
I will.
Hopping in the casket too.
With her. They gonna have to pull me up out of there.
But that's what's pushed me so hard, is that exact thing you just said.
And you say you won't let go, Shimani. And my mama is struggling with that as we speak. And I know that as the Black race and African Americans, whatever, people want to be preferred as, you're going to have to, because it's at some point it's going to wear you out, because a mother-child relationship or a parent-child relationship is the same thing as a relationship with anybody else. If it strains you too much, it could stress you out and kill you. So at some point, you're going to have to, I'm not saying don't be there for them. I'm not saying that, but at some point, you're going to have to let go. And one of my parents let go early when I was told that certain things would be taken care of. And that really hurt my feelings. I'm not going to lie. Because I was out there struggling, trying to figure out how I was going to pay for school and all this other type of stuff. And yeah, it really hurt my feelings, but I get it now. But the fact that I couldn't ask for anything, that hurt my feelings. But I get why I was let go. But I feel like the terms of me being let go was wrong, because I touched a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie. I touched a lot of money from my parents and from working and stuff. And I had poor money management. My savings account should be A1 right now, because I didn't have no bills in college except for paying for college. I could have ate the defect. I could have sucked it up. I could have, but my money and that's because I was never taught how to manage money. I was never taught, all I was taught was, you got a bank account, here go your bank account. I was never taught save money, like save this much. I wasn't taught that. And the fact that I was let go and I had to learn it on my own, and I'm still struggling with it. Money management is still hard. Because I mean, if I work hard for it, why not spend it, But I'm learning that I gotta save it for emergencies and stuff like that. And now that I have a child on the way, I have other responsibilities. So a savings account would have been, a bigger savings account would have been really nice. But yeah, you gotta let go sometimes, because it will stress you out and kill you. And I'm scared.
Instead of not letting go, maybe just focus on teaching the foundational skills that he will need to know when he's supposed to go off on his own. Because first of all, you have a boy, so they say a man is, once he find a wife, he's supposed to leave the house and go create his own family and take care
Please
of
don't
his
say,
own
I'm about to
family.
say, please don't say you're gonna raise one of the ones that's a mama's boy that just cannot, cause no, honey.
Well,
And she
it's okay.
is.
It's okay for him to be a mama's boy, but what I'm saying is, first of all, Riley gonna be the one who let himself go, and Shamani gonna be like, "No, just stay home." That's how it's gonna be, because once he find his wife one day when he's older, obviously,
I know that's fine, but just know that my door always gonna be open. That's my thing,
yeah,
because
nobody is saying
I
You
just
can't,
am a
I'm not saying
believer
slam the
on.
door.
I
Yeah,
know,
we're
but
not
you know,
saying
you
say you
got
can't
some
come
people
back.
who, you know, I don't raise my kids, I don't did my job. It's me time, you know,
But
and that's fine too. But
But
my thing
Shamani,
is,
you
when
weren't
I'm
raised that
sorry,
way
just
either.
listen to me. When I decided to have my son, okay,
When you
me.
decided,
Yes, when I decided to have my son, because it's a decision. I didn't have to go with it.
it's definitely a
You know,
decision.
it's
you're right.
definitely a
You did not
decision.
have to go through the pregnancy. You are correct. Okay,
No,
go
you
ahead.
know, so when I decided to have my son, me growing up, what I always wanted was, you know, my parents loved me dearly, but I always wanted to be like, I wanted more. I'm sorry to say that, but I wanted more. You know, I wanted to be, you know, your everything. Period. Even if with me having other siblings, I wanted more. I wanted more love. I wanted more, all of that, you know. So I'm trying to give that to him times 10 and let him know that I'm always gonna be in your corner. So that's
That's
just
all.
my thing.
That's
But
all you
that
gotta do, and teach them what we weren't taught, like how to save and what credit is and how to maintain your credit. Like those, I
Yeah,
don't know
I was
how
never taught that.
I'm about to say
Yeah.
I was never taught that until I was older. And that's something I feel like you should teach your child when they're in high school, or sit down and talk to them when they're in middle school about little things, like go little by little. Like, this is what credit is. This is a savings account. Like, you have a savings account. I'm about to give you allowance, and here's your bank card. Whatever you do with your allowance, that's what you got. Because I'm teaching you how to save. I'm not saying I'm not gonna buy them clothes or nothing like that because I give them money.
But you
No.
need that. Yeah.
But this is your money for stuff that you want, not what you need, because I'm gonna give you everything you need. But this is money for what, like, I just feel like we have to teach our kids the essentials. So like Shelby said, when it's time to go out, he won't be stressed. You won't be worried about him. You won't be like, dang, did I teach him this or did I teach him that? You know, because we weren't taught that. And now we're at 20 something, just now figuring it out.
I think back to Shamani, how she says that she wanted more and she just wants to be able to like show him and give him what she didn't have. I think that's good. Like, you know, everybody wants to do better than what their parents did with them and want their child to have what they didn't have. But it's also like stipulations to it. Like, you can't, I don't think that you should try so hard with that you overdo it, because then you gonna mess him up a little. So I feel, yeah, I feel like, you know, you're gonna mess him
I
up
don't
a
want to
little,
do
like
that.
if you do it if you do it too much, because you trying so hard to make sure that he doesn't feel what you felt. But you also have to, you know, do it in moderation, not overdo it.
I just want to say real quick, I don't 100% agree with Shamani, but I understand where you're coming from, because everybody could have grew up, and I'll use my siblings in our household. We grew up with the same two parents in the house, everybody got equal treatment, but some people turned out differently. Some people needed different things. And I think because other kids needed something different, that's how they turned out
What are you
differently.
doing, or what do you plan to do to help your mental health, or help
Okay.
you get over certain things that you're going through, or not necessarily get over it, just help you deal with it.
Help you manage.
Yeah, help you. That's perfect, Shamani. That's what I was looking for, girl. Help you manage. Um, the things that you're going through, whether it's from childhood or if it's everyday life. Because to be real, I have some childhood things that still mess with my mental health, but for the most part, it's everyday life stuff that messes with my mental health.
I'll go first. Y'all already know I love yoga and meditation. Meditation helps me a lot, a great amount. I went to therapy and I tried the medications and it was making me sick. So I got into meditation more. I started reading more, watching more videos, just learning more and more in depth. And I do it 3, 4 times a day. I'm to the point where I could do it while I'm driving. I could do it while I'm at work. Um, it's not easy to learn. It takes some time, but it helps me a lot.
So Aja, I really can't wait until you start teaching yoga, because I have a yoga mat in my car in my trunk. I only used it one time when I was pregnant. I went to support one of my coworkers' event. And yeah, girl, I was big pregnant doing some yoga, but it was relaxing. So I can't wait until you start teaching it, because I'm definitely gonna be in attendance. But I joined this Zoom meeting that one of Shamani's cousins, one of her cousins on her dad's side, hosted, and it was basically about the mind, body, and soul. And she was like telling us different types of ways to meditate. Because I was thinking like the only type of meditation is like like that. Yeah, that's what I thought. When I hear meditate, I'm thinking like, that type of meditation. But she gave us a whole list. And then one thing she mentioned was through music. And I realized that I do that now on my way to work, because I'm always rushing out of the house every morning. It never fails. Me and Lizzie rushing out the house. Ask Shamani. Some mornings she don't call me while I'm on my way to work, and I be like, girl, we late. But I'm rushing out the house, and I don't like being late for work. I don't care about being late nowhere else, but I don't like being late for work. So I got to turn my music on, and just, and it could be some mornings I need gospel, some mornings I need R&B, and some mornings I need Cardi B or the Baby, to pump me up, and get me ready. And then I also listen to music leaving work. And I love my job, so I don't want it to seem like, I have to meditate before I'm going into this job that I can't stand, and I have to meditate after leaving this job I can't stand. But I deal with middle schoolers who are teenagers, they 13 and 14. And, after dealing with them and their hormones and attitude, it's just overwhelming, because I hear my name all day at work and at home. I hear mommy or babe at home, and then I hear Miss Evans all day at work. So the music, it gets me. I listen to music when I cook. Me and my man, we listen to music. I'm a Beyonce fan. I'm part of the Beehive or whatever. And he'll let me listen to my Beyonce, and we be singing it to each other and everything. So I learned that music, and I learned that today, y'all, that music is my meditation. I never thought about it being that until today. I'm like, oh, I always listen to my music. I turn on when I'm cleaning up, cooking, on the way to work, leaving work. So that's my type of meditation, and it helps me deal with my everyday stressors, things that I can't control, but still stress me out every day.
I'm making yoga courses or classes, and each one is gonna be like maybe, depending on what's going on with COVID, once a month or once a week. And focused artist is called a flow with them. So every time it's gonna be a different artist or a different mix of music, because I really want to focus on reaching out to our people of color, because they feel like meditation and yoga is a non-colored people thing, and it's really not. Like, it really changed my life. Like, a lot of stuff I'd be wanting to kill people and fight some more, but I can't do that, and meditation and yoga really helps. And I incorporate my music, like you said. Sometimes you need the Baby, sometimes I need Beyonce, Janae Aiko. I feel like
if I incorporate our type of music, then I can get some of the younger people, some people our age, older, more interested in trying, and then they could see that, you know, it could be for everybody. And meditation is not just because I be doing a lot of stuff. And like you said, music comes, I feel like everybody plays music while they're in the shower, while they're driving, while you cooking, while you cleaning. Music plays a big part in that's like sound healing, music therapy.
I mean, I technically, I feel like I'm still dealing with postpartum depression, honestly. Um, just, you know, like you said, don't try too hard to be a mother, but that's kind of too not so easy to do. Down, most definitely the music, Shelby. I am a music fanatic. And honestly, cooking, I don't know what it is, but let me get in the kitchen. Oh, poo, I can't think, don't get but I have suppressed and, you know, got everything out. But honestly, what I'm going to continue to do to better myself is honestly pray. Keeping that relationship with God open and honest, and, you know, nobody's perfect. And honestly, take it one day at a time. I guess that's just kind of my mindset every day, is literally one day at a time. I don't have a bad day. If I have a bad day, I'm gonna go to sleep and start over again the next day and try to wake up and let it be better. But just being positive is kind of where I try to be, you know, just be positive, think positive, stay positive, you know, speak your affirmations, speak positivity into my life. And I feel as if only positive things can come back to me. So just keeping an open mind and fresh starts and telling yourself it's going to be okay, even when you know it and you feel like it ain't going to be okay, but it's going to be okay.
I was going to say that with my mental health, I think I started having like bad mental health issues after I got pregnant. Like, I'm pretty sure they were already there, but like being pregnant kind of like brings them out. Like, cause I've been reading a lot of articles, and like people don't really talk about like how pregnancy like really makes women depressed. Like, it makes them suicidal and everything. Like, it just heightens your emotions. And I think like that's why like me being pregnant, like I'm not like a mean, crazy pregnant lady, you know, but my temper is shorter. Um, and my attitude is worse. So like now, like if I'm upset, I'll act before I think, and then like I'll feel bad about it afterwards. And I'm working on the snapping part, like to not snap and to breathe and calm down before I act, which is really hard. Well, it was really hard, but it's gotten a lot better than what it was in the beginning, because it's like you your body or your mind is like, I don't know, like erupted, or like it's like so much happening at once that you don't even know that it's happening before it happens. So like you don't even know, like, oh, like my temper is not where it was. Like you don't even know that you're about to snap until it actually happens for the first time. And now you're looking like, what's wrong with me? So I've been working on that, like just trying to like breathe, or like knowing what my triggers are, or knowing like what I feel before I get to that point, or knowing like what it is, like, you know, like what that feeling is before like you just snap, or before you like black out. Like, you know that it's not gonna get no better from right here. Like that's when you gotta like walk away, or like calm yourself down, or like, you know, just start talking to yourself. Um, so that's what I've been trying to do. I think I am gonna have postpartum depression.
Don't say that. You don't know that.
But because like I have been going through depression just with being pregnant, and I probably because like, you know, when like you have like your own feelings, but then sometimes your feelings can be based upon other people, or like their actions can really affect you. So like I've been like that, like, you know, like with my parents and whatnot. But it's like when you're having a child and it's like you're having a child and you're having a child with somebody else. So it's like their actions really affect you. And it's just like a lot of stuff going on that's like it wouldn't have affected you before, but it's like now with these circumstances and all this good stuff, it's like it really affects you.
Well, Trinity, I'm gonna be honest with you. They say 4 out of 5 women have postpartum depression. So yes, it's a high chance that you will have it. But I don't want you to uh go into labor or right now just say, I know I'm gonna have it. I don't go into it with that negative mindset because I
Well,
had
I don't want
Shivani just said she feel like she still has it. But you know, don't go into the situation with that type of attitude or that type of mindset.
I just like, you know how like people like you be going through stuff and you don't understand what it is. So it's like I just like I've been like reading articles and stuff like just to prepare myself to like know what the signs are, because you be thinking like you just crazy and you don't understand why
No,
or
that's
stuff.
good. What you're doing is good. That's basically answering Yvonne's question, like what are you doing to make it better? So you reading up on it, like building your knowledge on it, and you working on your attitude and snappiness. So you're doing a good job, girl. And you're gonna be a great mommy. So don't worry.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Vontae, what's wrong?
Riley agree too.
Vontae, what's wrong, my love? Well, what do you do to
It's her turn.
what do you plan to do to, you know, help manage the stressors either from childhood or, you know, daily stressors that you have?
Honestly, that's where I'm at now. So recently, I've been on consistency because I don't have anything consistent. Only thing I had consistent was school. So now that I don't have that, it's kind of like that was my coping. Well, I hate the word cope. That was my something that helped me manage with school. So now that I'm not in school, it's kind of like this is all up to you to figure out. So I'm trying to not trying. I'm developing consistency in life. So recently, I would say about in the past month, I've been doing yoga every day. Um, every morning I get up, I do yoga. I and I try to write in my journal, and that's something like my therapist has been telling me for at this point years. Of like you need to write, and that's I'm gonna say probably that sugar honey iced tea helps. Um, and it's really good because you can go back and see your progress. So like when I had to take myself on a date today, I started to journal while I was at the table by myself, and it felt so good because sometimes, like we talked about earlier, you can't really tell people how you feel without feeling judged or even feeling like they're going to take with how you feel personal. That's what thing with me. It's hard for me to express myself because I feel like somebody's always going to take something personal about how I feel. Um, and it's not, it shouldn't be that, but we're humans. So that's one thing. Honestly, my dog, as much as he made me mad, he I don't know what it is. I feel like that's kind of probably what it feels like to be a parent. But like after a long day, I just want to see my dog. Like I just want to see my dog. I just want to hug my dog. I just want to sniff my dog.
That's your child, girl.
Yeah.
Your
Like
child. I be want to see my baby too after a long day. But this week has been stressful. But I cleaned up today. I disinfected my whole house.
You
It
feel
felt
good now. Then you don't have some wine and some tea, and you
uh,
don't had a nice chat with your sisters to
yep, I had
kind
a good therapy session.
to depress yourself, to have an amazing week next week, to begin March, your birthday month.
Let's not even talk about birthdays.
Why? Because you're gonna be pregnant for your birthday.
I know,
Yes.
right? I was pregnant for mine too.
Mental health, a person's condition with regard to their psychological and emotional well being. Tell us your stories or give us advice on how we can manage our mental health. Comment below or send us an email at sister to sister talk show at gmail.com. See y'all next week.